new opponents, new travel, new weather that you have to deal with. Taking the hits, so then by the time you get to the conference tournament and then the NCAA tournament and what they hope to be another trip to the Women's College World Series, that those hits don't affect you anymore. Ellie Sealer skies one to right field. And another fly ball out.
I'm talking with Coach Anaway Perez about that being bulletproof. You're talking about a program that has won championship after championship after championship. So the expectation to me is not always conference championships and stuff. It's about getting to Oklahoma City. It's about getting back to the World Series championship. And that is an expectation when you win as much as they do. And I think to me, again, Coach Stoll had mentioned for Michigan that UCLA is the standard. They are the standard of what it takes to win. And that is a tradition that they carry on.
I love the fact that she said, I coach in storytelling. And she said, I look forward to tell the stories of what this team accomplished to the incoming teams in the future of UCLA softball. It was interesting for me to see, you see the conference tournament history. They were runner-up in 2023, and then champions that we've documented in 2024. Ground ball from Erickson, backhander stab from Bragg, and the throw is there. Just textbook defense by the UCLA shortstop.
Kanaya Bragg, this backhand, she just picks it up easily on the knee, up and throws a bullet to get the out. The excitement from Addison Fisher. She knows she needs to use her defense, and she does. A lot of trust there.
Yeah, 2 outs now for Michigan. But it was fascinating that playing Michigan again brought her back to that regular season series. And she said, we didn't rebound from the emotion and the travel of that series. And she felt like it was one of the reasons why they were step slow against Northwestern. Of course, they also added a midweek game after they came back from that Michigan series. But that series, remember, was a Saturday, Sunday, Monday game. They returned to Los Angeles, you know, real early on Tuesday morning. Had a game Wednesday and then faced Northwestern that weekend. And she said, look, we can't make excuses. You know, we have to be able to handle all those challenges that come with us. They had bad weather in Iowa. They didn't know how to play in cold and rainy and windy weather. And so she said, these are all the learning things and you're not of this Big Ten tournament. Big thank you to our stage manager, Gail Green, who got us these, make sure that we had our root beers settled and all the chocolate that we could have here in the booth. Our coordinating producer, you know, connecting and crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, Bitsy Brandis. Our executive producer, Mark Holsey. President, Francois McGillicuddy. Drilling the shot to the gap. It's Bragg who gets on the board for UCLA, and just the second hit of the day for the Bruins.
And Bragg, to me, has been seeing the ball so well. This one just falls over the plate, too far over the heart of the plate. Should have been more on the corner. And Bragg just sits and barrels it up. Good extension there, right into the gap. Leadoff runner here again for UCLA, the second inning in a row. The first one in the fourth via the walk from Savipola. Weren't able to do much with it last inning. You can almost feel a little bit like UCLA's offense is starting to get a little bit more on time with Durkowski.
And a couple more guys to thank. Craig in stats and Dick Bossing in stats, Jenny Ritter. And Dick Bossing, this will be his final game working as a statistician, sitting to my left. And Dick, we just want to say thank you. He actually is a West Lafayette native, so he had like a long 10-minute drive to work here this week, but he's been doing it for about 38 years. And we are grateful for you.
Yes, thank you, Dick.
Tied at 0 here between Michigan and UCLA. In the bottom of the fifth, we're just cruising right along. Lauren Hatch, the pinch runner there at first base. And Sofia Mujica She had the big hit in the semifinals and had a big swing here, and it's a high pop-up to shallow left field. It's Stevenson who calls off Langford to make that play. And the first out of the inning. Our State of Success brought to you by State Farm. The Big Ten tournament with Wisconsin Badgers in terms of just runs per game. Quite a difference with some of the best offenses that we've seen. That's off the glove of Maddie Ramey, and it allows Hatch to make her way over to third base. It's the first chaos on the bases that we've seen, and Caitlin Terry batting in the number 9 spot for Avery Fantucci.
Well, Fantucci kind of earned the spot at shortstop for a little bit more run production, but they're looking even more here. Kind of get a jolt of energy here at the bottom of the lineup, find somebody that maybe matches up better against Addison Fisher.
Here's the 1-2. Inside. Well, Thornton is 2 for 6 going into this at-bat in pinch hit situations, batting .333. They have rotated that spot. Ella McVeigh, Avery Fantucci have played the shortstop position here for Michigan. And throwing in Thornton here as a pinch hit situation. Why not in the top of the 6th?
You got to try something. Obviously, this game you can feel it. Not a lot of runs are going to be plated. You've got to find a way to get some run production going.
And the last 4 championships have all been pitchers' duels.
I think as it should be. You think about how you get here. You've got to have clean pitching and find a way for your hitting to come through.
Ground ball, Bragg handles. And Thornton is retired. That is the 5th ground ball out by UCLA. 6 fly ball outs to 5 ground ball outs. To the 5-6 hole on the first pitch. And Langford is in. She takes second base, gets that extra 60 feet.
And this is something that Michigan has looked to do all season. Take advantage when you can. This one looks like it should be a single. Bounces away from Riley Slimp there, and because of that, pays attention to the detail of that and gets all the way to second base, paying attention to detail, taking an extra 60 feet. That is the goal for Michigan and what has really propelled them here to the tournament.
She singled through the left side, advanced to second on the air by the left fielder. And heads up base running that sets up a scoring chance here for Michigan. UCLA wasn't able to take advantage. We'll see if the Wolverines can. Conway, it's over the head of Clements. And Langford rounding third to score the first run of the Big Ten Tournament Championship.
Ice in her veins is Janisa Conway. She has been stellar here in the home stretch of the regular season and then going into this tournament. She just sees this pitch. It does not tumble low enough in the zone. She connects with it and lifts it well into the outfield over the head of Jessica Clements there in center field. Plenty of time bringing into Langford to score.
An RBI double for Conway, and you see Langford rounding third, and the emotion of a championship game.
You can just feel at this point that runs are so hard to come by. You've got to find a way to push one across and then hold them.
And the ground ball out.
Right now,
Fisher,
there's
who handles.
cheering going not only for the run, but they're chanting double the scoops, as Michigan was promised after making it to the semifinals they could go get ice cream. The team bus got there and it was closed. So their motivation tonight is we get double the ice cream. So after every hit, you're hearing from the dugout, double the scoops.
It's a real thing. Food as a motivator, I guess in a positive way. There is Stevenson.
I have it under good authority that is not the first time that Michigan has bragged their players with food. This happened in my lifetime.
You know that, huh? Interesting. Very, very
Especially
interesting.
dessert. That's all it takes.
With that ground ball out, Conway now advancing to third base, so she is 60 feet away. And you see work in the bullpen. Taylor Tinsley continues to get warm.
And for UCLA, this is a key out here to try to avoid that second run from scoring. Again, runs are hard to come by right now. So if you're UCLA, goal is to limit this inning to just one run plated. Your offense has found a way to get on base. That last inning, you have to find a way to get them back on base.
A one-hopper. The play can't be made on her knees. She's safe. And Conway scores Michigan's run. All you got to do is put the ball in play, and Ella Stevenson did exactly that.
Stevenson might be one of the most clutch hitters that I've seen in the Big Ten this entire season. There's a runner on base. She'll put the ball in play somehow. She'll give her team a chance to do it. This one coming back up the middle. Bragg makes a great play on it, and from the knees makes the throw. It's just too late. An incredible defensive play by Kanaya Bragg. Stevenson has enough speed to beat it out, and because of that, Conway's able to score easily. You see the energy there from Conway as well. Michigan feeling it with some runs plated.
Generate runs any way you can. And when there was the question of would there be runs scored and at what point now this inning?
We talked with Coach Soule about, you know, which UCLA pitcher would be the best matchup for your offense, and she actually felt like one of the two between Tinsley and Terry would have been a better matchup for the offense just because they go up in the zone. And so when you talk about the success of being able to chase a pitcher from a game, the importance for this Michigan offense that they're chasing a down ball pitcher that typically is something they've struggled with in the past, and now facing a pitcher that matches up with them better. It's a good place if you're a Wolverine.
Well, we've talked about UCLA having choices. 3 pitchers with at least 15 starts and more than 100 innings of work. Now, they've all been put in tough situations throughout the year. They've all have pitched and thrown against top competition. And now it's Taylor Tinsley's turn, the junior, to try to get it done here for UCLA and get him out of the inning with 2 outs.
And you can see the control, to me, that Tinsley has. She gets in that circle, she gets ahead of the count, and Lily Valamon almost immediately just attacks the zone, as she should. She should walk into this game, trust her stuff, know that her pitches are different. It's a different look and forces this offense to have to adjust.
Valamont kind of climbing the ladder there on that pitch. 1-2 the count. Valamont had that 3-run homer against Purdue in the semifinals.
There's a changeup from Tinsley. She's going to introduce it often when she needs it, just to change the speed up. When you've got a batter that's fouling off a lot of pitches, absolutely bring it in. It's just a little bit too high, just a little bit off the plate. A good attempt to frame the pitch by Alexis Ramirez behind the plate.
And Valamont pops it up, but just over the outstretched arms of Woolery. the 9th pitch of this at-bat to Valamont. And the count goes full.
Yeah, 2-2 pitch, a rise ball. It's a great idea. It's just got to get close enough to get Valamont to want to chase it. That one just too far up and out of the zone. Self-tournament as well.
Janelle Ilakwa is at second base for Michigan. We've seen that defensive substitution for the Wolverines. And we got the big hitters coming up. Speaking of Gossett being a big hitter in the tournament, Woolery Grant Ramirez doing this inning for UCLA. That's exactly the part of the order that you want up when you're trailing by a couple of runs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny how the game kind of works out like that, because if you're UCLA, first of all, you got runners on base last inning. You found a way to push them through. They just didn't score, right? So you've left some runners on base, but you're chipping away, and now this is your opportunity to kind of get back to that moment, get some more runners on base and come through with that timely hit. But you've got to feel that momentum and not think about that feeling that a couple runs were played on the other side.
Oh, look at that. I love the emotion after drawing the walk.
I think you have to celebrate it. It's as good as a single. It's as good as anything.
It fires me up.
Well, there's a leader at the plate that wants to do something. She's produced offensively all year long, so she's producing even with a walk.
And you got to look at Erin Hain for Michigan. And Bonnie Thole looks like she might be making the switch from Durkowski to Hain. You know, this pattern has worked for Michigan in the Big Ten tournament, especially.
Well, and it's always the tough part of trying to figure out when that moment should occur. And when Erin Hain needs to go in, and for a coach, you can make the right call or you cannot make the right call, and you never know until it happens. But Durkowski has thrown a gem of a game so far, but Erin Hain has been solid too, and to mix both of them, to me, the difference in what they can do, they've been solid. They're always solid 1 or 2 times through the lineup, so when you can mix it through the game here with only a few more outs to go, Erin Hain, a great opportunity, and she was a stud in the extra inning game in the regular season.
Okay, so Hain will warm up, and the next batter she will face will be Megan Grant, and call them the Bruin Bombers, the Bash Brothers, what they like to be called. I mean, Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant have been something special, Sydney Supley.
You said it best. The Bash Brothers is something that Coach Inoue Perez loves to call them, based off the former baseball duo of Jose and Mark, who both had a prolific home run with the Oakland A's. And I dug a little bit deeper on their 1989 home run. They had 17 home runs by Jose. Both of them have already beat that. Mark McGuire only had 33, so there's a little bit of room to do there. But none other than that, the duo right now is leading the nation with 148 RBIs together.
Did you say only had 33, Sydney?
Just only. There's still a lot of time left in season.
Oh, man. All right, so Erin Hain is going to have to face one half of the Bash Brothers, the UCLA version that is, and what makes her so valuable on this pitching staff?
You know, I think, first of all, she has done a phenomenal job throughout the season just on her own, but she has not given up a single earned run this entire tournament. She's just been stellar. She's bringing the pitches up in the zone for a rise ball, but she's just a little bit different look. And really, to mix the two of them, to change it up, same reason why you go and you put a Taylor Tinsley in, whether you give up runs or not, just to make it and change a look up. Durkowski can go back in too. So if you have a scenario where it doesn't pan out with Erin Hain, which has not been the case so far this tournament, Durkowski can always go back in.
Megan Grant reached on an error in the 4th inning. But she is 0 for 2 here today, which means she's due.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me, Lisa. I'm with you. I think that when you have somebody that you play the stats on her, when she's due for a hit, you just kind of feel like the moment is now with a runner on base.
And she lays off the high one. Megan Grant, 23 home runs, tops on the team, tops in the conference, 5th most in the country. 12 of them coming in Big Ten play. That's tied a single season conference record. And the count goes full.
It's a big pitch right here for a lot of reasons. He's still got to be careful even on a 3-2 count.
Hard ground ball to the first baseman, and Ramey handles. Pinedo advances over to second base. But Megan Grant just hasn't gotten around on it here today.
No, and I mean, I think you think about a home run drought too. All that says to me is, okay, everyone's identified that she's hit more home runs in the nation than anybody else, and so they're going to work to be really careful about how they pitch her. You know, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have the power, that she's not seeing the ball. And she has been quiet today, and that's a win. You can get the outs.
Hard grounder, what a play by Erickson on her knees, makes the throw. Are you kidding me? Maddie Erickson, a defensive gem.
Well, Bonnie Thole said that the defense had to be clean. They had to play clean softball. This is better than clean. This is a phenomenal play, diving in from the knees with enough power to make the throw. Erin Hain watching the entire time. How excited to have that kind of defense be. There's no doubt about that. I mean, this game to me, you can feel the tension on both sides just in terms of wanting to transition that momentum on either side, keep it in their dugouts, and really try to work this score up on either side. Find a way to plate runs if you're UCLA, but you can just feel the energy that this game ain't over yet.
Sealer, Erickson, and Ramey. And Sealer connects, and charging towards it is Clements for the first out. It is possible in Big Ten tournament history for the 8th seed to be successful. Michigan State won it all in 2004 as the 8th seed, and Indiana as the 8th seed just last year lost to Michigan in a 3-1 final. Michigan, though, the 8th seed for the first time in school history. Bonnie Thole has said, we said, what's gotta happen for you and your team today? She said, we have to play clean softball. It's ironic, they have committed 2 errors here today. But UCLA hasn't been able to capitalize. They've left, the Bruins have left 6 on base. They've had their opportunities.
And you just, sometimes there are games you just don't come through with a big hit. You have to have that timely hit. We saw Purdue from the Cinderella team for finally coming through with some timely hits.
And Erickson goes down swinging.
And this is a pitch that just moved up in the zone, and that's what Tinsley does so well. She starts with that rise ball that starts low in the zone and throw that low.
End it here for Michigan. She faces the 7, 8, and 9 batters in this lineup. Kanaya Bragg is the first up. She's singled in the 5th.
And there's a lot of power at the bottom of this lineup. So you think about this game, you know, being at the bottom of the lineup, that it's not a strong bottom of the lineup, you're mistaken. I mean, Bragg, Mujica, what they can do With one swing of the bat, they can change this game.
Bragg had the solo home run in the 6th inning yesterday in the semifinals as the number 7 hitter. Mujica had a home run, a 3-run shot in the semis as the number 8 hitter, but Bragg pops it up, a high one to shallow right center field. It's your shortstop, Avery Fantucci, who tracked that one down. And so 1 down. Mujica. Sofia Mujica, a freshman out of San Diego. She had the 2-run home run, as I mentioned, as a number 8 hitter yesterday in the 4th inning. She had gone 12 straight games against conference opponents now without a hit before then. And the coaching staff really felt during that stretch, don't call it a slump, because she had hit the ball really well during that time. And Mujica pops it up, but it's unplayable.
Yeah, you almost want to call it like Adam's disease, if you will. Hit him Adam too much, but Mujica was hitting the ball well. And yeah, Coach Inouye Perez, the idea of a slump just wasn't kind of in that vocabulary to talk about her. I think sometimes when you see that in your batter, you keep willing them to keep trying, keep hitting, keep putting the ball in play. Good things will happen, and Mujica sent that one over the fence.
She swings and misses. The out's got to be made at first base on the dropped 3rd strike. And 2 away, and Michigan is 1 out from another Big Ten tournament title. And Hutch is leading the cheers in the stands.
And this was a beautiful pitch. It was a rise ball that didn't actually get up. It looked like it cut more in as a screwball. It kind of threw Valamont off on the swing through. Valamont still able to make the throw to first base. And those 2 power hitters here at the bottom of the lineup, so important.
Bonnie Tholl's mother, McDonough, made the trip from Tinley Park with her 2 brothers. And a day before Mother's Day, what a treat that would be.
Pretty nice Mother's Day present, I'd say.